Peggy 18.
You're watching Battlefield Bootcamp. This week we're looking at a feature that veteran Battlefield players might well remember and is now back for round 2, Commander Mode. Okay, welcome to Commander Mode, and as you can see I'm taking the helm on Savod 311 and the game has just begun. Now, I've already given a lot of my squads initial orders to capture certain points, and this is really important to do as it allows you to actually set down your main game plan for the rest of the match, if it's successful. So you've given your initial orders, what should you do next? Well, you need to fulfill your role as commander, and that basically entails 3 different things: intel gatherer, supply line, and at times bringer of big explosions. The commander has access to a bundle of assets that the normal soldier wouldn't get when you're on the front lines. Now, the first one being your scan UAV. Now, the scan UAV reveals all enemy units in a set area for a small period of time, and it has a very small cooldown, so you should always be using it and you should never have it on cooldown. It's pretty much your most useful piece of kit you will have as a commander, so don't waste it. Next up, we have the EMP UAV. Now, this little bit of kit actually denies the enemy command from using his UAV or actually seeing what's happening in a given area. So this is where you as the commander can really get stuck in and stop them revealing where your troops are. Especially useful if you're kind of attacking or defending a location. Not so good if you're just going to spam it on the map to rack up points. Thirdly, we have the evac order. Now, if you do use this, it puts a warning sign up for any troops in the area to get the hell out. So this is good if the enemy commander has a cruise missile incoming, or if there's a big armor column coming and you can just see a lot of infantry out in the open. So you can really make a big difference when it comes to keeping your men alive by using this one effectively. After your 3 basic assets, depending on what territories you hold, you can actually get other special abilities such as the infantry scan and vehicle scan. Now, respectively, these will reveal all infantry or all vehicles on a map for a very small period of time, which is great for your troops, especially if they're engaging into territory that they've just captured. So it can give them a cheeky heads up and stop them getting ambushed. So now I control the middle of the map, I've got access to the cruise missile. And I'm currently in 3D mode, and this will allow me to accurately place the missile so I can use it most effectively. And oh, it looks like we've got some artillery fire. Now, because I'm in 3D mode, I can actually see this guy straight away without having to use a UAV. If I was in one of the further away view modes, such as overhead, I could see more of the map, but I wouldn't get the detail I can now. So let's see if I can drop a little present for him, shall we? And there we have it. There's that big explosion I told you about. Now, these do have a relatively short cooldown, so do make the most of them, but don't waste them. They can really make a big difference. As you can see there, I took out an enemy artillery, which would have been very difficult and wasted valuable resources if my guys on the ground had to go for it. Now, I've just spotted a large cluster of enemies at the sea base, and it just so happens I've got a cruise missile ready. So I'm in the close-up view, and I'm going to attempt something a bit tricky. I'm going to try and drop a cruise missile through the roof onto their faces. Let's see what happens. And success! I actually got a double kill and blew up some equipment there. So that shows you that despite being able to see the whole map on a broad scale, if you do zoom into specific points, you can actually help each individual firefight. So give it a go. Okay, so I've been using the scan UAV and the EMP UAV to support my team. Now, whenever they kill an enemy or complete an objective within that, I actually build up some points, as you can see at the bottom of the map. And this fills up that little green bar to the left, and this actually unlocks 4 further assets such as promote squad, supply drop, reduce respawn time, and a vehicle drop. Now, arguably the most effective one for your team is the supply drop. This drops a small box onto the map which not only resupplies ammo, it allows your team to respec to totally different kits and heal. So I'd really recommend focusing on that, because whenever you use one of those additional 4 assets, it reduces the bar by a specific amount, so you can't keep spamming it. And a little heads up on top of that, the enemy can use it too, so do try not to drop it behind enemy lines because you won't be helping anyone on your team. Something else that is definitely worth mentioning is the Proxy Attack, which you can see up there on my asset bar. Now, the Proxy Attack actually stops the enemy commander from doing anything for 15 seconds. So it's very important to use it wisely, as when you're attacking a contested point, normally the middle of the map, if you do this, it will stop the enemy countering with his own intelligence, which will definitely give your troops the edge on the ground. So, to round up what makes being a good commander in Battlefield 4, always have a scan UAV in the air, use your own EMP UAV to disrupt the enemy commander's one when you don't like where it is. The evac order is there for a reason, don't forget to use it, and use your cruise missiles effectively but not too sparingly. And that is how you command your team to victory. Join us next time when Battlefield Bootcamp will be returning to the front line.